Good afternoon on a Sunday on a Sunday afternoon. Very often all I know is large strategic pictures of what I've seen over the past many years. And just looking at the most recent years, where we are right now politically in this country, and for many people socially, is based on the fact that a black man became president. That is the basis. I never would have expected. I'm an old white guy. Shoot. I thought that was nearly impossible. I thought I didn't think he'd get the nomination, and I didn't think he'd win if he got the nomination. I voted for him, but I didn't think he'd win. But he did. And that caused a huge white reaction. Well, I should say a huge bigoted reaction. I hate to call it racism when it's really bigotry. A fear of losing privilege. Once again, I'll say that though white privilege exists, it is nearly impossible for a white person such as myself to recognize its existence. A fish cannot know wet. It must experience dry before it can appreciate wet. And in the same way, if a person has lived in white privilege all their life, there's no way they can recognize it as such. But that gave us the basis of where we are right now. The thought that black persons in this country could actually gain equality was a frightening thought for many in this country because of the belief that the pie is only so big. And if the piece of the pie expands to benefit all, then so to speak, my piece is going to be reduced. That is what I call the wicked cant. That's what Dickens calls it in The Christmas Carol, the wicked cant. This is not true. If you expand benefit to everyone, then benefit expands. The world will pay what we expect it to pay. Life will give what we demand of it to give. And if we believe that my benefit exists solely to the extent that I push someone else's benefit out of the way, then one, I'm an evil person, but two, that's the way the world is going to work. But if instead we say, look, this country can benefit everyone within it, and everyone can have opportunity for the type of position that they want and the benefit and the pay that they want. They can get this. Well, then that's the kind of country we can have. Right now, this week, the prosecutors are going after Donald Trump's organization and Weisselberg, is that his name? Anyway, has a long name, and also now Ivanka, all these wonderful people who really did believe that the law does not apply to them. But Donald Trump, I want to emphasize, he's going. He needs money. He needs freedom from prosecution, and he needs Putin. And that is why he is focused on this lie that he can become president again. One, it gives him money because he can tell his supporters, send me money so I can fight the good fight to become president again. Two, it speaks to Putin. He is only worth something to his benefactor if he will regain power. Now, Putin may not know that the facts of the actual chances of Trump becoming president again. I would not, in my opinion, I would not be surprised if it was Putin's idea to start the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. That is a very Russian move to just take the Duma and start killing people and start a riot that is going to take legislative power out of the way and put it in Putin's hand. That's as Russian as the day is long, but doesn't work. Doesn't work very well. Doesn't work very well here at all. So. And the third is the idea that as long as he's president, he can't be prosecuted. Now, I want to emphasize, Donald Trump is scared to death. Do you remember, there's two things. One, you'll probably remember them better than I do. The time when Trump was newly president, and one of his very first scandals came out, and maybe I remember it because of the profanity, but Trump was in the Oval Office with several of his advisors, and when this particular awful thing comes out, he leans back and says, I quote, "Oh, I'm fucked," and he may have believed that at the time. Secondly, I'm sorry, I'm going to establish my nerd credits. Do you remember in The Lord of the Rings at one time they were talking about Sauron, and Gandalf said, "Oh, he is eaten up by doubt and fear." You know, you think these people in high places are feeling totally totally in power, totally, they know what's going on. They're not afraid of anything. No, they're scared to death. And Trump and his hangers-on are scared to death also. So that is why we're focused in on Trump becoming president again, because if he becomes president again, all these things go away. Putin will be right on his side again. Prosecution will be impossible. You cannot indict a sitting president. And the money and power keeps on flowing. What he doesn't know is that is impossible. You would either have to overthrow the government of the United States to become president again, or you would have to suborn all military leadership to do that, or a huge portion of military leadership. I mean, what does he have now? How many? A few 100,000 people who'd be willing to commit murder for him? I don't know. Maybe only 50,000 people who are willing to commit murder for him. And those people can kill some people. Maybe they can go out and kill 100,000. It doesn't make any difference. They'll be put down. Goodness. They don't even have Trump supporters don't even have rocket-propelled grenades of sufficient volume to do anything worthwhile. They don't have it's obvious. I mean, they could say, "Oh, we're going to build bunkers." Well, welcome to Waco, Texas, and the Branch Davidians. I hope you have a good time. None of the things that Trump supporters are yelling for can be done. And maybe the purpose is not. But Donald Trump really, really would like to become president again. Maybe he doesn't know that it's impossible. Maybe he has never been thwarted. Maybe his acts of depravity have never gotten a sharp rap on the snout. And he'll be a better man if that does happen.